Yes, ladies and germs, it's that time again. Another weekly preview. Back on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and a Monday night football match. Another 10 more games, 10 more matches, 20 teams in action. As again, last match week. Every team conceded. I think that was something like first time that's happened in 8 years. So yeah, hopefully we see more goals, lots of action, and some quite freaky results. A couple upsets because football's exciting like that. But jumping straight in, I want to keep this as short and sweet as possible. First game of the game week is I think 12:30 match. Bournemouth versus Liverpool. With Mane, Salah, and Firmino. Well, Mane not in the match day squad last game, and Salah and Firmino only good enough for the bench coming on in the second half. The trio should be fairly rested if Mane is even fit to play, because apparently he wasn't there because of injury. But if he's fit to play, the trio should be fairly rested. But again, Robson didn't play, so some of their key players coming back in. I think it should be enough to see off Bournemouth. Bournemouth played their full strength squad midweek, and they're probably going to do the same against Liverpool. They might be a little bit more tired. I want to go with a Liverpool 2-0 win. 2-0 win to Liverpool. As good as form as Wilson and Bournemouth are showing, I think Liverpool's defence has been very, very solid and strong this season, conceding the fewest amount of goals in the league this season. So I think 2-0 is a good, respectable result for Liverpool. An honest prediction. Arsenal at home to Huddersfield should be fairly simple enough for them. I mean, again, this is game week 16 now or 15? 16. Game week 16. And Arsenal's only kept 2 clean sheets in the league, so you kind of want to say whatever Arsenal will score, Huddersfield will get 1. But I'm going to give them their 3rd clean sheet of the season. I'm going to say they're going to win 3-0. At home, Emirates, Huddersfield, a team that doesn't really score goals. Don't really score goals. So 3-0. I'll give them 3-0. Should be fairly routine for them. And then we've got Burnley at home to Brighton. I think Brighton have got this 1-0, 2-0. Kind of something like that. No, actually, no. 2-1. Burnley. I think Burnley will get a goal. They're at home. They'll get a goal. 2-1 Brighton. As a matter of fact, no. 1-1. A draw. Best of both worlds. Hovis. I think Burnley will snatch a draw. Not snatch a draw, but they will get a draw. Burnley 1, Brighton 1. That's my final prediction. We got Cardiff at home to Southampton. 2 struggling teams. Very hard to say. But Southampton's got a new manager. Don't really know what the play style's going to be like, what he's aiming for with them. They still got defensive frailties. Another 1-1. How can I say? Burnley 1-1, and Cardiff 1-1. So we've got 2 1-1s there. Man United at home to Fulham. I'm gonna give that game a 2-1 to Man United. I'll give them the win. 2-1 to Man United. Don't know if Martial's gonna be fit enough to play. Apparently it wasn't an injury. He just felt like it was a pre-injury, something that was about to spark an injury. So it came off in the Arsenal game. Lukaku got pulled off injured, subbed off injured or something like that. They've got injuries in defence. Sanchez is out injured. And just generally they're just struggling. I'll give them the win because Fulham are, are not doing great at the moment. Going through another transition under a new manager, under Claudio. But anything can happen with Man United. Expect the unexpected. Literally expect the unexpected. So I say 2-1, but wouldn't be shocked if it was 2-2 or 1-1 or Fulham 1-2-1. Like that wouldn't surprise me. It would just be another day to laugh at Man United fans and banter with them. But I'm expecting them to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. So I'll give Man United 2-1. West Ham at home to Crystal Palace, who lost their last game 3-1 to 10 men, Brighton. So based off of that, I'm going to give this to West Ham 2-0. I don't think Crystal Palace will score, but I don't think West Ham are going to romp them 3-4-0. They could, it's possible. It's possible that they could, and they might do. But I'm going to tone it down a bit and not get carried away. 2-0 West Ham. Chelsea, the biggest game of the week. We've got Chelsea versus Manchester City. This is what I think. Chelsea are struggling at the moment. And I think the length of period that they went unbeaten in the league, as a matter of fact, it was actually in all competitions, but it kind of covered the cracks. This is the Chelsea that I know. This is the kind of Chelsea that I expected. Like I said in one of my earlier podcasts, I don't expect the likes of Willian and Pedro to get more than 5 goals for the entirety of the season. Literally, I don't expect Hazard to get 20 goals in the league. I don't expect him to carry them. They need a striker that is going to score 20-25 goals minimum if they're going to challenge or even come close to finishing in the top 4. You've got Arsenal, who got Aubameyang on 10 league goals. Lacazette is on 6 or 7, I think 6. Harry Kane's on 9. You've got Aguero, who's, well, Man City's team, everyone's got goals. Sterling's on like 8 himself. Aguero's on like 7 or 8 or something like that. So their team is scoring goals. Not forget them. And Liverpool is kind of like the same. The whole team is chipping in and they're defensively strong. But their direct competitors, Arsenal and Tottenham, they got top goal scoring strikers. They all may be defensively weak at the back, conceding goals, but where they make up the difference is their strike force. Their strikers can score goals. Chelsea's can't. Morata has nothing to threaten that Manchester City backline. He has nothing. Giroud cannot threaten them either. Yeah, he might have a bit of a presence about him and he might feed Hazard, but it's not enough. I don't think it's enough to threaten what Manchester City are able to bring to Stamford Bridge, and I can't see nothing but a Manchester City win here. And I don't even think Chelsea are going to score at home in this match. I genuinely don't. I think this is going to be a 2-3-0 to Manchester City. Literally. Chelsea need to work on their strike force. I don't know if it's got to be Hazard playing a false 9 with Pedro and Willian either side of him, or they've got to start bringing up, what's his name? Hudson-Odoi or something like that. I don't know, but they've got to inject some electrifying pace, electrifying threat, electrifying technique. Someone just, and I don't think they have it in their squad at this current time. I don't think it's a player that they can buy in January. I think that's a summer signing. I think Sarri probably knows that, but Morata is not good enough. He's not going to cut it. He's not going to get anywhere near the 20-goal mark. I'd be completely surprised if him or Giroud even get 15 Premier League goals this season. I don't think they're going to hit that mark either, and it's just not going to be enough. And that, with that being said, with Pep making 6 or 7 changes midweek, and I'm expecting the majority of them to come back in, bar maybe Aguero, but the likes of like Sterling and Laporte, Kai Walker, did he play last game? I can't remember. And just the regular players, when they come back into the side, they should be a little bit more fresh, having rested midweek. So I think, and Manchester City will have not just a little bit, but quite a bit too much for Chelsea. So I'm going to give that 2-0, possibly 3-0 to Manchester City. And then we've got Spurs away to Leicester, and that's a difficult game for them because Spurs aren't exactly blowing teams away, scoring 3, 4, 5 goals week in, week out. And Leicester are scoring 1, maybe 2 goals a game, conceding none or maybe 1. So they're doing alright. They're a solid team, sound, nothing amazing, not poor, not amazing, just good, solid team. But I think Spurs can win it, and I think they'll win it 2-1. 2-1. I think they'll win it 2-1. It'll be very nervous. That with the ending to that last game that they had against wait, who they just won 3-1? Who did they play? Southampton. That the ending, like, very, very nervous. But 2-1 to Spurs, and then we've got Newcastle and Wolves as the only Sunday game. So we've got 8 games on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, which is the Newcastle game, and then 1 on Monday, which is Everton versus Watford. So the solo Sunday game, Newcastle versus Wolves, bit of a boring game. It looks like on paper, it looks like a bit of a boring game. Kind of hard to say. These two teams are kind of topsy-turvy at the moment. Results, you know, Wolves just beating Chelsea, and Newcastle just getting thrashed by West Ham after winning back-to-back games, and Wolves after losing back-to-back games. So it's kind of hard to say which way this one's gonna go. So I'll probably have to just give it a draw, 1-1. Give it a draw. Actually, no. You know what? Yeah, 1-1. I'll go with 1-1. 1-1 probably a fair result. So what's that? Our third 1-1. We've got our third 1-1, and then final game on Monday is Everton versus Watford. And Everton have been a little bit disappointing for me in the last couple of games. I think they should have got a point against Liverpool, losing in the 96th minute. Got to be holding on in them kind of situations. And then drawing 1-1 in their last game, in a game that I felt like they should have won against a team that they should have beaten. So they've been a little bit disappointed for me, a little bit over the last couple of games. Have they got enough to beat Watford? I don't know. Watford are no silly team. They just lost 2-1 to Man City, pulling one back in the 85th minute through Decore and causing them a little bit of problem at the end of the game there, nearly getting a draw against Manchester City. Can Everton beat them at home? Yeah, why not? Let's give it to them. 2-1. 2-0 actually. 2-0. I need the clean sheet for personal reasons. 2-0. My head tells me 2-1, but heart 2-1. I'm going with my heart. 2-1 for personal reasons. So that's it from me. Those are the 10 matches we got. So we got 8 on Saturday. Saturday's going to be an action-packed day for all the way from 12:30 right up to 5:30 kickoffs. And then we got one Sunday game and one Monday game, which will conclude the week. And then we back into Tuesday, Wednesday Champions Leagues for those final group stage games. We should be talking about it on the podcast this weekend. So stay tuned for that. And then obviously Thursday is the final Europa League group matches also. And then after that, we are thick into the Christmas period. We're going to have plenty of action, plenty of Premier League games coming thick and fast, both weekend and midweek. So stay tuned. It's all about to happen. And remember, hit the like, subscribe, post a comment, and follow us everywhere.